live. What's...
I just wanted you to call him to make sure that he got the address.
Yeah.
Or I'll call him.
Okay, you call. To browbeat you, or to act as if we are smarter than you. We're not. We are just trying to find ourselves, and as such, it doesn't always pan out. Doesn't always pan out because we don't have the answers here. We may stumble upon the answers. We may stumble upon them. We may glance over them. We might actually hit a correct note. A piece of try not to swear. It's my new strategy. Trying to make this a family show, you know what I mean? All right. Okay, we're back. I think, able to take your calls, which is always stupendous. Here, it's a little foggy, a little rainy-ish today. So, first day of fall for us in the Los Angeles regions. At least it appears. It is fleeting. Maybe there was a time when this area, which I dare I say, or I've seen various things that point out that could be the case. At least I've seen that in other aspects about Earth and the dimensionality of as such from the time and change. And so it's entirely possible that we are entering slowly but surely into a different climate. Actually, no, I got 5 now. But let me get you on. Okay, here's my setup. Okay, I got a cheap iMac computer, a couple of years old. And okay, so here's this little device here. It's called Remote Audio Video Selector, and it's able to take 4 camera shots that are connected to the back of that little gizmo. It's made by Unix, I think. Unix. It's 4 in, 1 out. 4 in, 1 out. And so then I take my little cheap ass cameras and with RCA cables, I connect them to the back of that little box. It's a $20 gizmo. It comes with the remote. And then from there, that goes into an AC DC. I want to say AC DC. A Canopus. Oh, I lost my mic. Canopus AV55 or something like that. Look it up. It's another little teeny little box that converts analog to digital, and that's kind of hiding in the back there. That's kind of that box back there. There. That box. Not the best image, but you get my drift. So that's sort of how that's working. And then for the blue screen, so I have 4 cameras going into this box. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of fun to do. Okay, so that's basically that. And then with the blue screen effect, I have a little webcam that I got off eBay again. It's a Logitech webcam, and that is providing the blue screen effect. And of course, I have green in the background. Now, with that Logitech, so those are all my various cameras. However, there is a piece of software that I use to get the wacky effects, to get the blue screen, namely, and it's a pretty hefty piece of equipment, software. It's called Wirecast. Wirecast. Look it up. And that thing costs about. I got it. I think they had a 20%. They usually you can find it at 20% off or whatever. But I think I paid close to $350 for it or something. Yeah, so it wasn't cheap. And you can do a lot of stuff. You can do lower thirds, blue screen, obviously, and multiple. You can do lots of other camera shots. I'm not really taking advantage of it. I'm actually only using the one. It's only really right now with that program. I'm only using one camera shot, and then I'm just using my portable device, this $20 gizmo, to make the 4 camera shots, because you can do that on. You can go to camera shots on Wirecast, but it is you need a better quality computer to do so, and to me it just I financially I just can't, and also there's more. It takes more know-how, it seems, and you have to be really willing to spend some serious dough. I'm talking like $3,000-$4,000 to get multiple cameras that, and ultimately it's because you need a better quality computer, but then you need like there's some other box, because see, these computers can't handle the more than one USB port, so then you got to buy a box that you can, so then you can put multiple USB. It just gets more complex, and frankly, and then if you do try to hook them all up with multiple things, then there's only one bus, and it's just all this nonsense. So I found that this is really the easiest way to get multiple cameras on your webcam shots or show. And you could bypass the Wirecast altogether, and I'm pretty sure you could, and just have the multiple camera shots with this gizmo, the remote, and I think you'd be good that way. That's my setup. And I'm sticking to it. I mean, I'd like to make it, ideally, though, if I had someone, if I had someone here helping me out, production, they could be hitting the buttons. It'd be an easy job. They just click. Click, 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 and click some more. So that's basically all you got to do. And then actually they could actually go in the Wirecast program and do some fun stuff. But I don't have that. I'm not able to do that because it is finicky, and it sort of puts a damper on as said performance, if you want to call what we do here performance or not. It may or may not be. Some days are more performative than others. Lately, it's been pretty much just survival route, which is just that's just the way it is. That's fine by me. Not that I always want to be in that position to be just sort of barely surviving the whole process. But that's the way it goes. Hey. All right, so we got a few people coming in the chat room, and fantastic. And we discussed a few things here. And wow, we've already almost gone through half the show. Not really doing anything more than existing, which is kind of a follow-up from yesterday's show. That is, one just needs to just sometimes exist as opposed to a bunch of song and dance. So with that, without further ado, we will continue on and exist. We should just call that let's paint and exist TV, I guess. Where's our painting here? Let's take a look at the painting. Since we could talk a little bit about the painting. It constantly changes, this painting. Let me. What camera shot do I want to? Is it this one? Are you the one? I believe so. Okay, so let's see if I can bring that closer to the image of the painting. And as you can see here, guys, it is. I've kind of been knocking stuff out back and forth with it. Okay, so that is because I guess I didn't like certain things in the painting, so I just sort of knocked them out with the paint. And what I can do is I'll continue to do that, and at some point I'll be finally satisfied to some degree. Where am I satisfied? When does that happen? I don't have an answer for you, but I just quickly say that I still generally like pretty much what has happened on the basically top half of the painting. Not that doesn't mean that I will not readdress or attack any of those elements up there, but for me, I feel like the foreground is sort of the part that needs just some extra sauce. But it could be something that is not. It doesn't have to be so descriptive or figurative. Or representational, if you will. So it's back and forth. I think the idea of what's going on here with this sort of motif of an airport, and there is a little bit of understanding of the pictorial plane, perspective and distance and all that, but also not, and so I guess I think it's a fun exercise. That's one thing you can look at with painting. Whatever you're trying to do is that it could be an exercise, as opposed to a work of art or a masterpiece, or just go for the fun nuances, as opposed to the some sort of solidified structural analysis, I suppose. These things, you're going to have to make these decisions for yourself. I really can't help you out always with really help myself out. I can't help myself out either, which is kind of a strange beast. And maybe if you're kind of interested in art and you have been interested in art, and you see someone who has spent most of their life making stuff, and you hear them say that, you may stop right away and do something else. But I think that's just the nature of the beast. And that's just if you can't handle the you can't handle it, then get out of the kitchen, get out of the paint studio, get out of the creativity zone. If that's becomes an issue for you, the lack of control at times, or the potential confusion that one may find in this process. There's plenty of tricks now, plenty of tricks out there that one can use to get over and to avoid maybe the pondering or confusion, and those are helpful, and yet are you really going? Are you really learning or pushing the page or pushing the paper or pushing something? Are you pushing into another dimension by just using already conventional means, proven ways and means, proven ways to tackle a procedure? Painting or creativity is not. Generally speaking, it doesn't need to be a particular route. It is, basically, you have, open heart surgery. There is pretty much a one way to do that, or at least you would assume, and that's where I'm kind of wondering if I'm should even mention this. Because there is always change in the medical field in terms of surgery and prescriptions and all that kind of stuff. But in general, you do have one form of the current thought of through the advancement of technology and intellectual thinking. Procedures and whatever, you have a consensus of probably how to perform open heart surgery. There's books on it, and yes, they do change over time, as you probably know or would have assumed that back in 200 years ago, open heart surgery, if they did perform it, would have been a lot more primitive. So we've advanced in that sense, and so you have educational process schools, medical schools that are going to teach you the correct latest and greatest forms of open heart surgery. And I guess there's bound to be a handful of procedures based on what they are using as utensils or what they have available in terms of backup, in terms of equipment, and also knowledge, maybe too. But I would say that in general is ongoing. And yes, it's gradual usually, and there can be some new moves in that parameter. But we don't have to play that game as artists. You don't have to follow the latest, greatest, or use the techniques that are out there that have already been proven to be successful. Creativity doesn't work that way, really. There's more to it. It can work that way. It does work that way. Let me preference that. And plenty of people are happy working it that way. But one also is free to screw it up, free to fuck it up, free to do it completely wrong. You're free to do that. And for the most part, no one's gonna die. No one's gonna die. You're not hurting anyone. You're not hurting yourself. So that needs to be pointed out. From time and time again, not forever. Okay, I was reading some chats here. What's going on here? Okay, no problem. Could you discuss the web? Okay, we did that. You can still use still images as your background, or use transparent images. Yeah, definitely. And Frop has also uses the Wirecast, and he is very well versed in using it. Like I said, I don't use it much. I don't use it as best as one could. Festivus from what's the name of this show? All right, 818-528-4516. It's Let's Paint TV. We are happily moving right along through thick or thin, and literally there's a lot of thickness. There is a dark cloud overhead, and we will Festivus. What's the name of the show that he's on? It's a Western. Festivus. He was kind of a funny guy. There's like a marshal, and they play the program like all the time on TV Land, like around like in the early afternoon or in the morning. Around this time, in fact, I should be watching that. 818-528-4516. We are happily, or not. maybe we're not actually happy. I don't know. How can we manifest the happiness? How can one do that? I don't know. Always. Sometimes I think I know. Here's the thing. It can be fleeting. These modes of excitement, modes of I have found it. The discoveries. It is fleeting at times, because you do come across these moments that don't always add up to the continuum of the happy. And setbacks, that's the word, setbacks, and they are seem to be forever at our like a strong wind. And you kind of need a tack. That's a sailing term, tack, or jig, I guess, or jitterbug, the away or crisscross. Dance around it, I suppose, and hope, that it all shakes out. That's one way to do it. I suspect that's sort of how I do it. I like to think, or I hope I can do it. I hope. Oh my goodness, the funk can never stop. Sometimes, can it? It just seems like it just keeps coming down. The funk. Oh man, funk. And a lot of times the funk, guys, the funk can be strictly your own BO. I mean, it's literally something that is your own doing. Maybe you just need to take a shower if you're that funky. In fact, I probably do for a shower. It's been about 3 weeks. No. But it's been a day or so, I must say. and that's always nice. And I think these things, these pleasurable things, are something that we want to cherish I don't know, cherish, but just do them. Just keep going, guys. Right? Keep going. All right. 818-528-4516. That camera shot sucks. So we were looking at my painting, and we discovered that, what we discovered with the painting is, let's take our call here on the program. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yep. Turn down your radio.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Who's this?
Okay. This is Miles. How you doing?
All right. What's going on, Miles?
Just enjoying the show, same as always, whenever it's possible to.
Gotcha.
A little break in my studies here.
Very good. How did you know I was on? You just knew I was on every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon?
Oh, is that a fact? Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, you did
Yeah,
know
I knew
that?
that.
Okay.
That is a fact.
Very good. Well,
is a fact.
I'm not always, sometimes I disappear for a week or so, but I try, as a metamorphosis. Turning into a butterfly. I try to keep coming back. I keep coming to the whale.
That's the way. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. I found in life, if you pick something up, if you don't set it down, it's still in your hand. And so I think it's good to pick things up and set things down. Like whatever it is you're doing, like your art is your art. You know what I'm saying? Your thing is your thing. Your folder is your folder. Let's see here. Your chocolate cake is your chocolate cake.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I love.
If it's not in your hand, then you probably got to set it down. You set it down.
Yeah, if it doesn't melt
in your hand, you probably it's strange, and then there's the other side of the point. If it's in your hand, you probably picked it up.
Yeah, and if it doesn't melt in your hand, then it's some M&Ms. It's M&Ms.
That's right, and it melts in your mouth.
And it melts in your mouth.
And then if you put it in your mouth, in a way you set it
Hey,
down.
family show now, Miles. Family show.
No, but you set it down at that point, in one respect or another, unless you reach for another one.
Just
and
warning you.
Yet again, you're picking it up.
We got a family show going here, so don't even go there.
No, I'm not going there. Chocolate is a very good thing. There's nothing wrong with chocolate.
Fantastic.
I keep chocolate around. I keep chocolate around.
I keep chocolate locked up, and I keep him in the dungeon. Chocolate. It's my slave. My slave is called chocolate.
Don't let the chocolate hide from you. This is what I've learned.
Is that right?
And I studied extensively on the subject. I tried a number of different chocolates. There's chocolatiers, in fact, all over the state. In certain areas, you can go to like resort areas, and they have all these wonderful little shops. And I enjoy chocolate. I must admit, it's good to have around. And when it's in my hand, yet again, I set it down normally in my mouth. And that's good for me. I feel that it's a thing. Chocolate brings me joy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get an itch sometimes. You wake up with an itch. You can scratch or whatever, and that can bring you some joy. There's things in life that bring you joy, and to acknowledge those and their time, and you set them down and you pick them up. And I think that's life. I really do.
And so what you're trying
and maybe I'm just mistaken.
So basically, the answer here, Miles, is basically have.
It's a series of setting things down. Once it's in your hand, now if it's in your hand,
yeah.
At some point, just set it down.
But how are you going to set down chocolate now? If you have chocolate that's in your hand, you're going to want to keep it there because it represents happiness for you, the endorphins.
No, I'm saying this is one of a long list of things. When I started mentioning like a folder, a hairbrush, or whatever, a tube of toothpaste, a dog leash, I'm very, I don't, it's a tactile thing. I think if you associate time with tactile, like a paintbrush even, would you disagree with this at all? Or probably certainly so.
No, I'm buying it on some forms of some.
It's not terribly esoteric, I realize, and it must sound incredibly surface to express it in such a mundane manner, but it truly is, I think, the essence of what life is. I mean, you're doing something like you're changing the baby's diaper, you're taking out the trash, you're doing something. You know what I'm saying?
There is something joyful about the simplistic aspects of life that may seem boring on some fronts, but in reality,
maybe I'm wrong. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. I don't know. If you look at things that simple, I mean, when something does go wrong, of course, you pick that up and address that. And, am I wrong?
You're wrong, and then you are wrong again.
And then that's twice. Consecutively. So then, again, we set that down in a manner of picking it up.
Exactly. Two wrongs make a right, in this case.
So we got the double negation with the positive at the end.
That is exactly.
It's the essence.
It's herbal essence.
It is, and the green smell and those fresh scents. You know, you remember those? Those were great, weren't they?
Yeah, and then somehow I'm thinking about.
You never wanted, but when you were
Now or Later's. I'm thinking about Now or Later's watermelon or something. I don't know, those little square things.
When you were in the shower, you remember? I'm talking about the traditional green stuff we got when we were kids.
Yeah, the herbal essence stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like
smelled like. Now they've got like 19 million different varieties.
I know. The herbal essence was like the first thing. They were like the first foray into sort of the whole. Getting away from just Head and Shoulders dandruff shampoo. Now you got herbal essence, and that was like it was simple. Life was simple back then.
There wasn't a lot of this, other things. I guess. I mean, if they did surface, it wasn't like every 5 seconds. The obscurities that we see every now and then, or used to see every now and then, but see every 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to just be living. We don't want to. I honestly, looking back, I don't want to have the last 30 years of my life with just herbal essence and Head and Shoulders shampoo. I do.
Who would?
You would.
Who would?
No, yeah, exactly. So variety is.
I hear you now.
Variety is the
spice of
life, and so I think we celebrate that as a society. And I'm not. I go back and forth here. I go back and forth with this. I pine for the simplicities of just an apple and a piece of cheese,
right.
And then in reality, I actually wouldn't mind having that chocolate with the little, doodads added to it and sprinkles.
As strange as it sounds, you extend that to something as simple as grass seed. And then the next thing you know, you're seeing like all kinds of things around you, including everything around you that you're working with and trying to have a positive effect on, either for your benefit or somebody else's. It's that simple. Maybe that's nuts.
No, this is it's all valid. And anything that comes into this picture plane here at Let's Paint TV is all valid. This is all stuff to chew on and to decipher and to either hold on to as a possibly a tattoo. It could become a tattoo.
Though, I had 3 really bad spots, very bare spots, and I got tired of looking at them out in the yard. So this morning I got up quite early, and I went out and I planted seeds. That's what I remember. My grandpa used to go out very early in the morning to plant grass seeds, and so that's what I did. I went out this morning and I got some grass seed planted. I decided I was going to plant some grass seed. Yeah, that's the most boring thing I think I've ever told another human being in my life, but it's the truth.
Well,
So I decided that was what was going to be part of my day. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's many things. Like you were off on this area of consideration and contemplation where you were saying, well, can you do something for a time and then stop? And I was like, well, yeah, hell yeah, we do that every time we wipe our ass, don't we?
yeah.
We really do. Or maybe we don't. I don't know. So, and I think it's just a series of just doing whatever your creator has given you to do, and just do, and just enjoy it, whatever it is. You know, that makes sense, like you said, as long as it's not hurting yourself or somebody else. It's possibly valid, even on one level, or maybe even a smaller minutiae permutation there of the preconceived notions of whatever they thought that level might have been at some point or at any point. Hello?
Yeah, no, I'm just overwhelmed by the ongoing
Of nonsense. Constant rambling,
potential dribble.
endless conjecture.
Possibly could be construed as dribble.
Dribble. Yep.
But it's valid. It's valid dribble. It's valid dribble, and I have a hard time, moving on because I don't mind
Do the grass seed. Try the grass seed, and you'll see what I'm saying. Try the grass. Just go buy it's like $4 a bag. Just go buy a bag of grass seed and find a bare spot somebody, maybe in your neighbor's yard or something.
And
go
just
plant some grass seed.
did you just sort of toss it around and put something in your hand and toss it, or did you
Yeah, you just toss it so it looks like you got. You put it out there. You don't put it on super thick. You just put it out there. A handful at a time. Just shake your hand.
Yeah.
Like it's a little cup with like a sister.
Well, at least it feels as if you're helping out the earth a little bit, huh? It feels as if you're doing. Now that could be. Is that Monsanto grass? GMO, whatever grass.
Yeah, I don't use I use the turf builder. I use the real stuff. I use Scott's.
And they're not connected.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Bag here. I got a second.
Take a look. Take a look. Let's or Google it. Let's see if Google Scott's turf builder and see if it's connected to any kind of Monsanto.
Contents of Mother Nature approved, made with 100% renewable resources, 100% biodegradable, kid and pet friendly. It does contain Ziba super absorbent technology. And we all know about science. So. It's made in Marysville, Ohio, under the Scott's company.
Yeah, I would do a Google search and see if anyone's bagging on them and see what comes up. But
Ziba, that's the stuff. Ziba. I've never heard. Is that the stuff that they've been using? Like the people have been eating each other's skulls and stuff in the streets.
Yeah, I'm not certain, and you're not going to be eating.
I don't know. Maybe it is bad.
You're not going to be eating the grass, but I guess
it's pet friendly. So I got pets, so I was worried.
Yeah, pets. You got to be worried about the pets. This gets complicated. These you're trying to do good, and then you find out that the good is really bad. That's the scary thing.
It's horrible.
What?
That's what I'm saying. There's no quibble guaranteed with their products. So I assume it's bad until I figure out that I guess it's refundable. Is that the idea? Is that what you're saying, or what do you say?
I am just saying that we have about 10 more minutes left here on the program. And
what are you doing after this? What are you doing after this? You going to go to a movie, or what are you doing? You going to paint?
I don't know. I don't have any real plans as of yet.
You only paint on cam, or do you have some set rules about?
I will paint off camera
as well.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff off camera. Yeah.
Right. I would assume so. Okay, my friend. I was just making certain you were having a good day. That's
you cheered me up, but then you brought me down, my friend.
I didn't mean to bring you down. I think the Ziba affected us. I mean, I didn't mean to.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Miles. I appreciate your call. Thank you.
It's Mother Nature approved, so I don't know what else to do but think it might be okay. I don't know. Maybe I should go get my money back on this. I'll look on the internet.
Yeah,
That's
look it
a
up. Just see if
suggestion.
there's a connection. That's the beauty and maybe the downfall of modern society, being able to look up stuff all the time. But
It claims I can grow my own thick and beautiful lawn. So to me, that was worth its weight in $4 bills. So.
I would be curious to see if I could do that on my bald head. That would be kind of neat to grow grass on your bald head, if that's possible.
I don't think that sounds kinky. To grow grass on your head?
Yeah. You know, since I can't grow any more hair, maybe I could grow some grass.
You got that shit, minoxidil and shit. It's supposed to be miraculous. Have you tried that shit? I mean, it's like a liquid form or something. I don't know. Maybe it has grass seed or something in it. I don't even know anything about it.
Yeah, but I want to have some fun, and I want to contribute to.
I mean, it would be fun to have the neighborhood kids. Like you could pay them to.
Well, it'd be kind of neat because you could have a dogs wanting to pee on it and stuff.
Right.
I guess that's where the kinky part comes in, right?
If you have a dog sleeping in your bedroom with you or whatever, and then they walk in and they want to go out at night, and at least they got an alternative.
Well, you know what one could do is, I don't think it's really conceivable that you could grow grass on your head, but you could at least take a slab of the grass and put it on your head.
Like sod.
A sod, yeah. Put some sod on your head, and then water it.
Right. If you manicured it correctly. Now let me interject here for a second. That I may. If you manicured it correctly, you could have like a spherical, like Wimbledon or something for like some form of a miniature creature, like hamsters or something. Right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Put a little tennis nets.
I'm thinking just put it, somehow put a headgear thing so like it's a hat, and then so it's flat.
Olympic sport is my point.
Could be an Olympic sport, and people could tee off on your head. They could tee off on your head. Could you imagine that?
And you could do golf exactly.
Yeah, you could put
like a hole in one.
You could
have like a hole in one.
I think that would be.
Beautiful.
I think we're onto something. We're onto a new.
It seems like we're onto something, and then we're onto something else.
Yeah. Well, exactly. But I think that's worth a shot. And I like the idea of the constant watering of the turf on your head, and then it kind of irrigates onto your face and stuff.
Well, then the irrigation factor, you've seen those little bulbs too. You get the right size one, appropriate size.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then you've already got the hole there for the golf course, and then you just stick the thing in there, and then you got all the
Yeah.
Right? No, anyway.
I got a feeling like someone's done this. I feel like someone's done this before, but I can't. I don't know where I've seen it, and I don't think I have.
It's it'll happen twice, at least once in our lives. All right. Well, best wishes and best intentions, and happy Kwanzaa until next time.
Okay, Miles. Thanks for calling.
All right. Stay well.
Okay. All right, and we're coming down to the end of the program here. We've discovered quite a lot about ourselves, as usual. One's existence, one's real continuum, and within that continuum, the divergence of the introduction because of the introduction of the creative process of creative thinking. One does not have to be making stuff. One could just be creatively thinking, which we forget. One forgets. And I think right now, Miles and I just pointed that out. The collaborative creative thinking that that ensued, that henceforth manifest into a wonderful idea that we may or may not, one may or may not proceed with. Though I am kind of curious about giving it a shot. Just for maybe an afternoon at the very least. would be kind of, yeah, I'm kind of interested in it now. I don't know. I don't think the grass would actually continue to live very long, would it? Now, I guess you could just wear it for a while, and then like when you go to bed or whatever, you put it away and, you know, take care of it. Which reminds me, when I was a kid years ago, I got a piece of the Oakland Coliseum grass after they won the World Series. I tried to take care of it, and it just died. But I was a kid. I wonder if I could do a better job taking care of it, like a little square 12-inch piece of grass. Is it possible? In fact, why don't people just have grass, little pots just growing grass? I'm not talking marijuana, which would be another thing to be growing, obviously. But just grass. You just a turf builder. Just buy a little square thing, a turf builder, and just treat that and just have little plants all around the house. And then you get little miniature lawnmowers, little push cart. You know, just with your arm, little contraptions that would cut the grass. I think that'd be it would be kind of feng shui, bonsai tree-ish. It would be we could peddle it to the bonsai tree people, you know, that after they get tired of their manicuring and horticulturaling their little 500-year-old trees. Maybe there could be a new fad. You know, there's a cigar fad. What's the new fad now of today? What's the new fad? I don't even know. Is it tattoos have been going on for a while, but they kind of been changing from a particular design. I don't know what's going on with tattoos, but that is not going away. The tattoos, I got to tell you. Cigars pretty much died. Cigars died. They came. They were big, and they died big time. Tattoos are here for good. I'm afraid, or not. I'm fine either way. I don't have an issue with it really. Apparently, I do. Though I guess I don't. Okay. What would be a fad that is? That's a good question. We got 2 more minutes, guys. Thanks again for being here. We had another exciting show. Talking about life, ultimately. What? Frop says that Bugs Bunny grew grass on Elmer's Fudd's head. And then Al Calendar says some people grow wheatgrass for juicing and for their cats to eat. So there you have it. It is sort of already in the pike, in this hemisphere of thought or of procedures. However, I think our tact, another sailing, reintroducing the sailing metaphor, our tact on this would be different in scope, because we would be really trying to attract the more frivolous consumer, which would be people that are who take on fads, who do things because they are part of a mass group, and they are fad-alicious. They're fadsters. They go from one fad to another. Fadsters. And I think if we can get them, it could be $1 billion industry. If we can just do it right. Okay, twerking. That may be the more recent fad, of course. You're right. Twerking would be, I guess, the new fad. I have yet to do a twerk. I've yet to twerk. I'm not even sure I know how I could twerk. I haven't shaken my ass in so many years. I don't think I could twerk. If I tried to twerk right now, my ass connected to my backbone would snap. I'm so just sort of out of shape. I'm not very limber, is what I'm trying to say. Which reminds me, guys, a stretch if you can. Okay, we're out of time, but just keep this in mind, guys. Stretch. That's just a wonderful thing to do. Stretch before you twerk. Stretch before you twerk. Just a reminder here. Public service message from us here at Let's Paint TV. And remember, if you're not going to paint, think about painting. Think about the creative process, and you'll feel just a tad bit better. I already feel a tad bit better myself as I powered through another day here at Let's Paint TV. Thanks again for being here. We're going to be on again tomorrow, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. That would be 7 Greenwich Mean Time. That I'm wondering, maybe someone knows this, if that's the case, what happens when it becomes daylight savings time? Does it become 8 or 6 Greenwich Mean Time? I'm not sure. I better find that out. But for the time being, it will be 7. But I think there's something might happen when the clock gets turned back. Wait, spring forward, fall backward. Yeah, we're going to fall backward here in a couple of weeks. So I'm not really sure about that. We can look that up. You guys could look that up, or I could. But whatever. Okay, go to letspainttv.com and check out all the lovely stuff there. You can donate and buy paintings and all that stuff and find out more about the show. I guess usually it's possible. All right, and we're on Facebook and all that, Twitter, Instagram. I'm just starting doing that. Okay, tomorrow. Bye-bye.